Hello, 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 everybody. Sunday night. I'll give it a moment or two, let some folks get in here, and then we'll get started. Hello, welcome in. Happy Sunday. Well, all right, goodbye now. There were two, and now there are none. Welcome in, welcome in. Wow. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel, to the live. I hope everybody's doing well. Been another busy week as usual. Same old stuff, you know. What's everybody up to tonight? Appreciate that. Yeah, so here we are live Sunday night. Kind of contemplating whether I want to keep doing YouTube. Been at it for about a year now, and to be honest, it's kind of taxing at times, to be honest, trying to think of what I want to talk about in a video, editing when I do edit. I don't always edit the videos. Sometimes I just record them and play them. And what are you guys' thoughts on that as well? Do you like the imagery more, or is it more about the message? Give me some feedback on that. But I was talking to somebody else that does YouTube yesterday, and I'm not going to say who that is, but it's a grind, so, life is going on, and sometimes I wonder, is the message even getting out? I don't know. So I dropped a video this morning on felons in the workplace, and it's weird because when I think that something's going to do really well, it usually bombs, and when I think it's like I don't know what's going to do well. Everybody wants to hear war stories about prison and stuff, and there's only so many of those to go around, but my message is about sobriety and getting clean and basically living a better life. When I was using wow. But yeah, that's what the message basically is about. It's about getting clean and living a better life and not being handcuffed. You know, I mean, because when you're using, ultimately, that's what you are. Um, so, yeah, that's not going to happen. But, you know, I'm just, like I said, I'm kind of thinking, is it worth the time, you know? So, figured I'd get on here and see what everybody's up to tonight, but yeah, I don't know. But that's kind of the topic of the live tonight. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, and it is a goatee. Exactly. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it right now. Like, I don't know where this is going to go. So, you know, I enjoy putting out the content and stuff, and I enjoy it when I hear good feedback that people, you know, heard the message basically, and you know, are making a change in their life. Like, that really makes me feel good. But you know, I don't know. So, what do you guys think? And not about my smoking or my beard or any of that stuff. That stuff is irrelevant. I'm me, and I'm going to be who I am. Living a sober life, though, you know. So, anyways, hello, Lonnie. How you doing tonight? I hope you're doing well. But yeah. No, I haven't lived in LA. I lived in Long Beach, but I looked a lot different when I lived in Long Beach. That was a long time ago. I did a lot of stuff in Orange County and Anaheim in particular. Back in like the late 90s, early 2000s, I was moving product down there. But it was that was a different look as well. I was very clean cut at that time. I'm doing good. So, yeah, that's kind of the topic of the night. Oh, that's cool. Well, hopefully you get it, you know? It's expensive. A lot of gang activity down there as well. But yeah, the topic of the night is it this sounds like it's going to be bigger than the OJ case. What do you mean? What's going to be bigger than the OJ case? Are we talking about Biden? And yeah, we're not going there, Sergio. But yeah, just so I guess Biden stepped down today from his re-election nomination. I'm not sure where that's going to go. We shall see. Yeah, I didn't see that one coming, Sergio. But don't really have a topic. Just kind of talking about where I see the YouTube channel going. if it's going anywhere really, basically at this point. Um, Honestly, like, it's been doing okay, you know. Like, I managed to get 1,500 subs in the first year, but you know, it's just like I go work a 10-hour shift, drive for an hour to get home, and then try to push a video out, and it's not always the best. It's been a long day. I'm tired and stuff, and you know, I just don't have the time. You know, I mean, you know, there's other channels that do a lot better, but unfortunately, I'm kind of stuck in that prison genre. And, you know, I didn't do 25 years in the pen, so I don't have 50 million stories about somebody getting stabbed in the neck in the chow hall or something, you know? But, yeah, I'm not necessarily planning to give it up right away, but just kind of hitting the wall with it right now, you know? Now, I work 10-hour days, and then I got an hour commute each way. So it ends up being more like a 12. And then if I stop and hit the gym, then, you know what I mean? Like, it just all adds up. We need video on Savage. On Savage Studios, I used to follow. He was one of the first YouTubers I watched. I was kind of, when Savage Studios was still doing content, I was kind of mesmerized by that dude because, you know, all of a sudden you have an out in the open guy that was PC. And, like, it opened my eyes to a lot of things as far as that goes, because when you're in prison, there's a lot of propaganda about, you know, those guys are weak and they're soft and they're this and they're that, and they're not all soft. You know, I'm not advocating for protective custody inmates or SNY, whatever you want to call them, but, you know, if you were a killer on the main line, you're probably still a killer on the SNY side. You know what I mean? Like, you don't just take that out of somebody. But, yeah, he really opened my eyes to a lot of things. I'm supposed to be doing an interview also with somebody that is a decent sized name in the YouTube genre. I was hoping we were going to get that done today. Maybe we'll get it done tomorrow. We'll see. But yeah, I was talking with somebody in regards to that, and you know, we'll see how that goes if we're able to pull that together. And then I was talking to somebody else in Pennsylvania that has some ties to some of the heavy hitters. So I'll probably be pursuing that as well. Also, I'm looking into how to do reaction videos. I think that would be fun. The content kind of makes itself there, you know. You watch a video and just remark on it, so, you know. But, yeah, kind of, that's my state of the union, I guess. So, I don't know. We'll see where things go. But if you haven't already, check out that video on felons in the workplace. I thought that one was pretty good, actually. It's not doing too well right now, though. Not a sexy topic, I guess. But I do offer some good advice in that video if you're working with a convict, basically. So, yeah. Yeah, maybe I'll do something on that. Are you referring to the Savage from the previous video? The skinhead guy? That might be a good one. From LA County. Yeah, maybe I'll do something on that. Have that out tomorrow or the next day. Okay. Yeah, I'll see what I can do. Maybe I can get something together on that. Yeah, I think that'd be interesting. Yeah, so once again, as you can see, I'm outside. Just too damn hot in the garage to be recording with the lights on and stuff. So here I sit outside. It's hot out here too. But first day out, what do you think about? It was kind of when I first got released. It was on the last time I was in. Uh, there was a lot of nerves involved because I finally got to the point where I felt like I was serious about not, going back, and like I just didn't want to mess up. So yeah, I was being a little extra cautious. But one thing I noticed uh, in the weeks after being out was just how rude everybody is. Like, society's very rude. There's not much respect in society, and like in prison, it's all respect until it's not. So um, yeah, that was one thing I picked up on real quick. I was like, wow, like I wanted to smash a few people in public settings, to be honest. But I had to stop and think about what I was doing. So that's a good question. I appreciate that, Lonnie. So yeah, but if you guys are new, be sure to subscribe. How were people rude? People walking like directly in front of you and not saying excuse me. Also, like little comments people would make when you interact with people. I went over to San Bernardino Valley College in San Bernardino. I was gonna register for classes, and there was a younger kid over there, and I was looking for the administration building, I guess it is, to register and do all that stuff. And I'm like a fish out of water in this place. Like, I have no idea what anything is. And I asked this kid, "Hey, where's the administration building?" And he looks at me and he like points up at the building, which is like right next to us, and he says, "You're standing in front of it, duh." And I'm like, "Oh no, this motherfucker didn't." Like, immediately my fist balled up, and I had to like tell myself, like, is this dumbass worth it? And yeah, like, just things like that. Like, in prison, you're always saying excuse me. uh, like, you don't walk in between a couple of people that are talking or stuff like that. Exactly. What's up, Jim? How you doing tonight? Yeah, like, that was one of the first things I honed in on when I hit prison, actually, was just how respectful people were. Like, uber respectful. Because the thing is, yep, exactly. What's up, Dr. Disaster? Yeah, in the world of prison, the slightest little disrespect could start a war. And because everything is divided into groups, if yeah, and and I get that now, but this was shit 16 years ago. Like I was fresh out the joint, and after being programmed a certain way of thinking and living, like that was just like wow, you know. But then I have to tell myself, and I've told other people, like uh, people I know that have similar ways of thinking. Uh, I appreciate that, Dr. Zaska. The thing is, you have to take into consideration who you're dealing with. And if somebody's never been anywhere, and what I mean by that, just to be absolutely clear, is, they've never been to prison, they've never been locked up, they've never been around like gang member types. They, they haven't learned that yet. So I have to take that into consideration when I'm dealing with people, even though it still kind of ticks me off a little bit, like this motherfucker. But yeah. So, and I have other people around me or that I work with, and sometimes like they get kind of worked up over something that happens, and I just tell them, hey, that guy, you don't know no better, you know what I mean? So just chill. But I dropped that video this morning on felons in the workplace, and be sure to go check that one out, because I give a couple examples of where messing with a convict has gone wrong. And but at the same time, it's not like you should be in fear of these folks. People that have done a lot of time and get out and actually want to work are some of the best people you can be around. Very loyal, and so, but at the same time, these folks tend to be ultra respectful, and people tend to take that for some sort of weakness or something, and they want to mess with them. And then when the shit hits the fan, they're like, why'd you do that to me, type of stuff, So yeah, be sure to check out that video if you haven't already, and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Ultimately, though, it's about sobriety. If you're living a sober life and you're thinking with a clear head, you tend to make better decisions. So, that's not to say that there aren't some dumbasses out there that don't use. And, it is what it is, but okay. But, yeah. So, yeah. In the past, yes. There've been places that I've worked, like early out, like on parole and stuff. There were some places. Is it always places used to make it? That sounds like a. Let me answer Lonnie's question, then we'll get to you, Jay. There were places where it was mostly parolees that worked, and they tended to really treat you like shit because they kind of knew they had you over the barrel. And yeah, there was. I guess Biden's going SNY, but yes, there have been jobs where I have walked out, and it was in everybody's best interest, basically, at that point, and then I'd go on to find something better. Once I paroled, actually, I did a good job of holding on to jobs, But when I was still on probation in the different counties, yeah. Uh, as far as Jay's question, is it normal to smell meth in places you used to sniff it? 2 months after being sober, I don't know necessarily about smelling it, but there are certain smells that I smell that kind of like prop up my eyebrows a little bit. Like, ooh, okay, like that's a smell that I'm familiar with, or certain surroundings. It's almost like triggers type of thing. And you know, that's yeah, absolutely true. They 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 tend to be super mellow until you push that button, and then then you're like, holy shit, you know, like what happened with this guy? But like very respectful, very uh, just very respectful, humble people until you push them too far, and then it's like, wow, I don't know what happened. And Lou, we'll just call you Lou. He says, since Biden dropped out, do we have to go to SNY? Yeah, if you don't, I'm sure he's greenlit already, Absolutely, Jim. That's absolutely correct, And, they think, some people tend to think that, you know, they don't realize who they're dealing with until that person shows their face. And, you know, I'm real good at recognizing that type of stuff, and I'm also really good at that in the workplace. Sometimes I end up being the moderator for management with employees because it's almost as if they're not speaking the same language at times. So I have to come in and uh, translate, if you will, because you know one's talking management talk and the other one's a straight gangster. Good guy, you know what I mean? But uh, just not quite speaking the same language. And it's what's funny is a lot of times the manager thinks that they are speaking the same language, and it's funny. Not where I'm at now, but I have in the past. Um, in San Bernardino, that's especially with the weed. That was actually a pretty common occurrence. Other stuff like the industry I'm in now, like I'm in trucking, so that's not something you typically see because we're so regulated as far as the testing goes and everything. But won't lie, but it's been, yeah, I can't stop thinking of getting on it, and I won't lie, but I'm not. It's been since June 6th. Hey, shout out to you, Jay. That's awesome, bro. So you got like what, about 6 weeks under your belt? That's good, man. Like you're the you're coming through the woods at this point, and you know working towards like you got a little time under your belt. So keep that up, bro. That's awesome. Congrats to you. Shout out to you for that. You can quit your job easier than find a new place to live in Southern California. Yes, you. That is absolutely 100% true, Jim. In California, you need a 700 credit score. You need, like, they changed that law to where I, they can't charge you first and last, but now they just charge you a bigger deposit, basically. And, it ends up being like 5 racks to, rent a place. And if you had a credit score like that and that kind of cash laying around, why wouldn't you just buy a house? So, someone ever stepped to you at the workplace? No, I can't. I can't say anybody has. Uh, sounds like Rodolfo's a dumbass. Keyboard warrior. We got a cell soldier in the house. Shout out to you, Rodolfo. No, I can't really say I have. I've had some heated conversations with people at work for sure, but no, not really like that. Uh, Jay says, thank y'all. Yeah, it's so hard, but when I'm on it, I do get shit done, and I always lose shit. Never goes good. The next thing you know, years have. Yeah, absolutely, Jay. Absolutely. And the thing is, we tend to create reservations for our sobriety. If this happens or if that happens, then I'm going to go use. So you need to be careful with that. And but yeah, you're doing a great job, bro. I'm really happy to hear that. Wow, G's in and G's out. What's up, G? Someone. Uh, there's one at my current workplace actually. We drive yard hustlers, moving semi trailers around, and dude was looking down at his phone and he T-boned a trailer that was being pulled by a driver, and tried to blame it on everything but himself. Like our yard tractors, they only go 15 miles an hour, so it it's tough. You don't cover much ground, so obviously he was looking at his phone or something. So G says just got out last night. Oh shit. Well, I'm glad you're back out, bro. Yeah, sometimes that's in your best interest, True Thirds, just to avoid a problem before it starts. Yard hustler basically is, it's like it's kind of like it's like a semi truck and trailer, but the semi truck is just a cab, and it's used for taking trailers from the yard and putting them on the door so they can unload them. Like I work at a distribution center, so there's a lot of movement. Uh, yeah, they sure do, Jim. Those are good union jobs down there. I do okay where I'm at, but I'm nowhere near that level of money. Yeah, so basically, a yard hustler is somebody that moves trailers around the yard, from the door to the yard, from the yard to the door, from door to door, whatever it may be. Yeah, those are good jobs, but you got to know somebody that knows somebody to even have a chance of getting into those places because those guys make real, six figures down there. Good union jobs. Mm-hmm. Not really. Yeah, I don't see a whole lot. There's some out there, but not that many. Where at least where I'm at. We call them spot. Yeah, in Chicago. Yeah, spotters, kind of the same thing. Is that right, G? What they pop before, bro? I got a friend that just got busted not that long ago. Actually, he's in there. Looks like he might be fighting a third strike. So keeping him in my prayers. Uh, you don't have to have a Class A. I do though. We have uh, non CDLs that work there. Yeah, I think a lot of people dropped the ball on that one, Lonnie. So what do you guys think? Who's going to take Biden's place? Non-negative money. I wouldn't be on here if I was. I would definitely have much more important things to do. And besides, this channel's based on sobriety, so it's just something I'm used to. I've been at this place for like 6 years now, and I've been doing the commute for 4. So I used to live closer, but uh, you know, G for president. Convicted felons can run, right? How long does it take to get your CDLA? It just depends on how quick you pick up on the information and if you can drive, basically. And what I mean by that is you're able to back up a trailer, uh, you know, and then there's like the air brake endorsements and a couple of tests, but you can practice the test online. And I have a good woman already, Truth Earth, if you're referring to me. In fact, I have a great one. But yeah, as far as the CDL goes, I've heard of people getting it in as little as like 6 weeks. And, it just depends on how your schedule looks, how much time you have to dedicate to doing that. I got guys at work that are doing the training on the side and working 40 plus hours a week. And, it's taking them a little bit longer, but it's just because they don't have the time to dedicate to it. So it all depends, but you could probably get it done in 5 or 6 weeks if you're really on the ball and you have the time to dedicate to it. And one thing I will say, once you have that CDL, you'll always be able to find a job. I remember not too long after I got it, I applied on like like Monster.com or one of them type of places. Yeah, I did, Jim. I applied on like Monster.com or something. I had like 10 phone calls in the first hour with like little to no experience. So getting your CDL is, you're going to be working. There's always stuff that needs to get moved around, And yes, you do get paid more. At my job, it's $2 more an hour for that. If it wasn't for my kids, I would never have been able to get off the ice. Also, my wife for being so hard on me about. Yeah, and the thing is, you know what, Jay, that your support group is really important. Like my wife and my kids were a big part of me turning my life around. So I agree. I probably would have just lost everything and ended up a deadbeat. Yeah, absolutely. I agree, Jay. Like, it's good that you have some people that you don't want to disappoint, but at the same time, you don't want to disappoint yourself either. And, with the way things are out in these streets now, like everything getting cut with fentanyl and stuff, like, a lot of people are getting unalived using that stuff. So, it's good that you made that change. If you guys are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and do me a favor and check out that video I dropped this morning on felons in the workplace, and drop a comment and let me know what you think about that. I give a couple examples of felons in the workplace that people took their respectful, humble attitudes for weakness, and they fucked around and found out. We'll just say, I'm just used to it, Lonnie. Like I'm pretty much all my life, I've been a hustler, so to say. Like when I was dealing, I was always out and about. Like I didn't post up in one spot. Like I was always moving. Like I've always driven a lot. like when I was dealing. Uh, yeah, no, I hear you, Jay. Yeah, but I'd always be moving. I always delivered it rather than have them come to my place. So, being out and about and moving a lot, it's just always kind of been in my DNA. So it's just conditioned in me, I guess. A lot of days I go to work, go do my 10 hours. On the way home, I stop, hit the gym for a little while. And then a couple times a week, I get home and I make a video and hit the shower and go to bed and then get up and repeat. So Jim says bodies piling up in San Francisco from fentanyl. Yeah. Yeah, it's rough. No, the trucks I drive now don't have a sleeper. So, no, it's just the routine. And we tend to be moving a lot too, so uh, the adrenaline just kicks in and fucking G. Every time I sprinkle that chicken do you in. Yeah, that's what I've heard, Jay. Um, when I was using it, wasn't out there in the streets yet, so I have no experience at all with that stuff. But from what I've seen and heard, uh, that stuff is bad, and uh, they the cartels, if you will, their main concern is profit. So if it's cheap, it probably makes a pretty good cutting agent. I don't really know. Yeah. Nah, I haven't heard anything from Mopar Jeep. What'd you get busted for, bro? Why were you locked up? What'd you do? Did it have anything to do with Mopar? I hope not. Last we heard, he was heading for the bridge. Hey, where'd they have you locked up at, G? Were you in West Valley or something? One time my brother went to the hospital. We were up like 4 days, and they said he had fentanyl in his system. Is what he... Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah, that stuff, it's so scary. Um, and the thing is, you never know. You just never know what you're getting. Like, at one point, I was involved in the manufacturing process. Like I said, long before fentanyl came out, though. And, like just understanding the chemicals that go into there. It's amazing that I continued to use it for so long after that. Mr. Wonderful, don't be a weirdo, okay? But yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm assuming he was okay after that. I'm glad for that. Oh, okay. Cold case detectives, huh? Damn. Well, hopefully everything turns out all right with that, G. That's not good when the detectives get involved. Those guys aren't usually nickel and diming. Oh, wow. Yeah, he was on a sick one, it sounds like. That they ended up taking to the... Okay. Yeah. It's weird, though, because I see in the streets now, like, if I see somebody that's using, like, it's so obvious to me. And I don't think it was... Like, I was always good at recognizing that, don't get me wrong, because, I mean, that was my business. I was a drug dealer. but like I see so many people that are like twitchy and stuff now, and it just like it's terrifying, to be honest. And I think in seeing that, that really helps to solidify my sobriety. Uh, that was a wild time, Lonnie. Um, we were manufacturing in my garage at one point, and that stuff seeps. Uh, this stuff seeps into your pores, and like I was like so wired out just from the process that when we tried the finished product, I didn't think it was any good. It didn't do anything for me, and I'm very fortunate that I'm still alive. To be honest with you, um, as far as that goes. Lonnie says, "What signs of drug use jump out at you?" Uh, Certain movements, like messing with your head a lot or your face, um, like the big eyes really give it away. The pupils, um, movements of the mouth. Um, there's a lot actually, and just like the way people are looking around like they're a little paranoid. Um, yeah, there's a lot, but like usually if I'm within 20 feet of somebody that's under the influence, right away I recognize that, and I do my best to stay away from that and keep my family away from that because even though I was a drug user for a long time, like I don't know what effects these drugs may have on people, and I don't want any of my loved ones to be anywhere near that just in case they start tripping, thinking that the FBI is watching them or something. Like it's funny when how my hairline's so big, and I could taste it for like an hour after heart felt like it was gonna stop. Yeah, I got to the point where like it was ridiculous how much I was using, um, and I'm just glad I made it back from all that. But yeah, I was doing probably in the neighborhood of a quarter ounce a day. Depending on the day. And you know, uh, we always justify in our addiction that, oh, at least I don't smoke it or at least I don't shoot it. But addiction is addiction, to be honest with you. There was one guy, Lonnie, at work. This was a couple of years ago, and he he ended up brandishing a sledgehammer on another driver. But like he had a lot of like it was very obvious that he was using meth, and management management is always so politically correct that oh well, there's no proof of that. You know, if we see something, we'll send him out for a drug test or something. But like he would always make comments like in our little safety meetings, like he said, "Hey, when you guys go out to the parking lot, do the lights get brighter?" And like everybody looked at him, including the manager, and like he was on that sort of time for a while, and then somebody pissed him off, and he pulled up in his truck next to him and held his sledgehammer up, like in a menacing way, and they ended up terminating him for that, for threat of violence in the workplace. But you know, I don't know. Them lot lizards ain't no good. Gee, I ain't never ran into any. If someone is on it, they're moving fast or can't stay still. Yeah, the can't stay still part too, right? or if their voice sounds lower. Yeah, there's a lot of things that'll, especially if you know somebody, then it's even easier to pick up on that, you know. Um, but somebody you don't know, who you're not familiar with their mannerisms. A lot of times there's still stuff that really sticks out, you know. Yeah, exactly, Jay. I don't know. I don't know how it is out there now. I haven't been out over the road in 10 years, so uh, haven't been dealing with truck stops or any of that kind of stuff. But there's definitely legends of that. Man, we're at 50 minutes already. Well, to infiltrate the truck stops. Yeah, certain places are known for that. I would do my best not to stop in those places, just to not have to deal with that shit, you know. But if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Check out that video I dropped this morning on felons in the workplace, and yeah, be sure to check that one out. That one, for some reason, is not doing too well. So yeah, I'll keep you in my prayers, Jay. Uh, it will come in time. I would say the best advice I could offer to you, bro, is just do the best you can to keep yourself busy. Uh, you know, idle hands and an idle mind tend to, especially for the addicted person, you tend to, and stop, uh, don't romance what your addiction was. And what I mean by that is we tend to think back about all the really great times we had when we were using. Uh, don't think of it that way. Think of the worst things. Think of the worst things that happened during your addiction. If you've been arrested, think of when you were arrested over that. Think of those kind of things, and it helps to change your mindset as far as that stuff goes. You know. Yeah, yeah. You want to definitely want to do your best to change that mindset, because I remember when I was getting clean, all you think about is, you know, all the good times that you had, right? The parties and all of that stuff. But, you know, for me, it was thinking about when, you know, I became homeless basically over it. And, you know, now I'm stable. So that's the ultimate goal, right? Is to just have a stable life. Like it might seem kind of boring at times, but, you know, and the come downs are definitely horrible. You're right. Think about that actually. Think about the come down. Oh my God, how how bad that is. Because you know that's one of the worst things. Don't stop, because I would leave my house. Yeah, and you don't definitely don't want that. You know. That's a funny one, Lou. No, I wasn't homeless for that long. The Riverside County Sheriff's came and decided to give me housing on that one, so I had to deal with the come down alone. Yeah, Benny Blanco. Yeah, just make sure you get a prescription for that. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here shortly. I appreciate yeah, that, you know what, Jay, that might not be a bad idea. Talk to you know, your doctor, and you know, see what they may recommend, you know. We're not dealing drugs in my live, guys, so knock it off, G. Didn't you just get out, bro? Like, you like it in there, don't you? Yeah, we're not doing that here, okay? This is about sobriety, not about where you can get a good hookup. So, Well, I ended up in prison eventually on that one, Lonnie. What I mean by that was sarcasm. Basically, I was staying with a homeboy, but I mean, I wasn't you know, literally on the streets, homeless. But I was staying with one of my homeboys. It wasn't my pad, so I'm homeless, you know. And basically, what happened was I was riding down to the gas station to get a pack of cigarettes at 2 in the morning, and they picked me up. I was a wanted man at that time, so they ended up housing me at Southwest Detention Center in Riverside, and not in Riverside County, in Marietta, I believe it is. So yeah, that's what I meant by that. But anyways, I'm gonna bring this one to an end tonight, guys. I'll try to get back on tomorrow night. We'll see how that goes. I got a very busy day tomorrow. Uh, got some stuff going on with the family, and I'm gonna try to get an interview in with somebody that requested one from me. So I'll let you guys know. And gee, wow, the troll god, huh? Yeah. See you later, buddy. Anyways, though, I'm going to bring this one to an end. I appreciate everybody for tapping in. I want to give a shout out to the Torta Shaker for being an amazing mod and handling business for me. Appreciate you, bro. Uh, and everybody have a wonderful evening. And like I said, I'll try to get back on tomorrow night. We'll see how tomorrow goes. If not, be on the lookout for a new video. I think I'm going to drop something on the Skinhead Savage from LA County. And so be on the lookout for that. Also, check out that video, Felons in the Workplace. I think it may be helpful for some. Anyways, appreciate everybody tapping in. Everybody have a good one. And don't look at the mountain. Just start climbing.